If you was on that jury, what would it take to convince you to set me free?
In an interview with The Times last year, Samuel L. Jackson said that he should have won the Best Supporting Actor Oscar for Pulp Fiction in 1995. But I mean, we knew that as soon as presenter Anna Paquin said someone else's name.
Martin Landau and Ed Wood.
But now in a new profile for Vulture, Mr. Jackson says, I can name 4 instances where I could have won, or should have been nominated, but I'm fine with it. So Pulp Fiction, and then Jungle Fever is another movie that Sam mentioned in that interview in The Times last year they thought he was award-worthy in. And now he's talking about the third one, 1996's A Time to Kill.
Do you think they deserve to die, Mr. Haley? Answer the question.
Carly, don't answer that question.
Yes, they deserve to die, and I hope they burn in hell.
The movie was a huge hit at the box office, making $152 million.
Samuel L. Jackson, A Time to Kill.
And Samuel was nominated at the Golden Globes, but he failed to make Oscar's final cut. And he says it's because of the final cut of the film, telling Vulture, the things they took out kept me from getting an Oscar. Really, mofos? You just took that beat from me? My first day working on that film, I did a speech in a room with an actor, and the whole effing set was in tears when I finished. I was like, okay, I'm on the right page. That beep is not in the movie. Now, Samuel says he knows why that what he says was his best material ended up on the cutting room floor, telling Vulture, because it wasn't my movie. They weren't trying to make me a star.
Carly, I am your friend. We ain't no friends, Jake.
So you have to assume that Sam is talking about Matthew McConaughey, who was relatively unknown up to that point, but the film wasn't intended to be a vehicle to make Matthew a star.
Who would they think about, Brad Pitt?
I think so.
In 2017, Matthew told Howard Stern that the studio was trying to get a bankable actor in the role.
I think they were also thinking about Woody, and then
Woody Harrelson,
and then Costner was also spoken about it.
But finding the right movie star was proving to be difficult.
John Grisham gets approval of that role,
right?
And they had somebody else in mind. He didn't approve him.
But then that box office bankability sped in from another lane.
Hi.
Sandra Bullock had already signed on to A Time to Kill after breaking out in Speed in June 1994. Before shooting began on A Time to Kill, Sandra's follow-up to Speed, While You Were Sleeping, hit theaters.
It opens big. All of a sudden, she can greenlight a movie.
Yeah, Sandra's rom-com was a massive hit, and then she followed that up a few months later with another hit, The Net.
There's box office leverage when they're running their numbers and what have you. But that takes a little pressure off. Well, maybe we can look around for somebody new for this role.
So, of course, Matthew ultimately did get cast, and despite her supporting role, Sandra got top billing and was the top image on the poster.
Then you come back here and you sing this crap to me about justice.
Spare me, you're northern liberal.
A Time to Kill ended up being Matthew's breakout role. He literally won Breakthrough Performance at the MTV Movie Awards, and then went on to get marquee billing on Contact alongside Jodie Foster and Steven Spielberg's Amistad, and then got top billing on 1998's The Newton Boys. So Samuel is right that A Time to Kill made Matthew a star, but I don't really believe his theory that it only happened because his star was dimmed. It seems far-fetched to me that in the editing room, the director, the late Joel Schumacher, and the producers watched some amazing scene and thought, wow, that scene makes our movie better. That could cement, Samuel getting an Oscar nomination and possibly a win. But you know what? We don't care about the quality of our film. We don't care about our film being nominated for Oscars. We're more worried about making sure that this film benefits Matthew in the long run and gets his career going. No.
You got a daughter, Jake. What would you do?
Plus, when has Hollywood ever had the idea that you can only have one great performance in a movie? Most of the time, more often than not, a movie receives multiple acting nominations. Like when Samuel Jackson was nominated for an Oscar for Pulp Fiction, John Travolta was also nominated for Best Actor, and Uma Thurman was nominated for Best Supporting Actress. So it's BS that Samuel says making Matthew a star cost him an Oscar nomination. And it's also in poor taste to be doing this 3 years after Joel Schumacher, the director, has passed away and can't respond to Samuel's theory. And it's also insulting to Matthew, because it's saying your talented performance in that movie didn't make you a movie star. Me being lessened did. No. Like, I love A Time to Kill. I love Samuel Jackson's performance in it. I think he should have been nominated for an Oscar. And in the way Samuel describes the cut scenes, it sounds like they were repetitive. In A Time to Kill, when I kill those guys, I kill them because my daughter needs to know that those guys are not on the planet anymore and they will never hurt her again. That I will do anything to protect her.
They'd be sympathetic to a man who took the law in his own hand.
That's how I played that character throughout, and there were specific things we shot, things I did to make sure that she understood that, but in the editing process, they got taken out. It looked like I killed those dudes and then planned every move to make sure that I was going to get away with it. What movie were you watching, Sam? When I saw it, I was sitting there like, what the F? I wasn't thinking watching that movie, boy, I need a couple more scenes of Carl Lee showing that he loved his daughter and wants to protect her. We got that. Sam, I'm sure Samuel was fantastic in those scenes that were cut. He's fantastic in every scene that he does. But they sound unnecessary. And I don't believe that Joel Schumacher would have taken out an Oscar-worthy scene for one that was lesser than. I don't believe that.
Thanks to every person that's ever bought a ticket to any movie I was in.
Samuel L. Jackson is an incredible actor, and yeah, he's been screwed over by the Academy in the past, and I'm glad he got his honorary Oscar last year.
I'm really, really proud to receive this statue.
But in the case of A Time to Kill, it seems unnecessary to throw it's inappropriate actually, to throw the late Joel Schumacher, and Matthew really too, under Sandra Bullock's bus in order to prop yourself up. Like, no, Samuel, your performance on its own deserved an Oscar nomination.
When you look at me, you don't see a man. You see a black man.
It was the Academy's fault they didn't nominate you. That's it. What do you think of Sam's theory? And I know it was a long time ago that I said it, but we only know 3 of the 4 instances that Samuel thinks that he should have been considered for an Oscar, not nominated or won. So what's the 4th one? I think it's either Eve's Bayou or his other Tarantino work, so The Hateful Eight or Jackie Brown. What do you think?